What up, nerds? It's Jason here from Custom Cans, and this week we're going to be taking the Sundara closed and taking them from their standard frequency response, which has got a big old hump in the middle, which makes the vocals a little bit far forwards, to something like this, where it's flattened off a little bit. Not perfect, but you know, it might make them more enjoyable if you find that lump in the mid-range is annoying you. So yeah, so all this week I've been, these were not fun to do, because they've had a lot of tuning done already by Hi-Fi Man, and all of that, it's all done with stuff stuck in front of the driver and it's all stuck down, and I don't want people peeling that off and potentially breaking the driver, so I've been trying to find something that I can add on to them to kind of tune them a little bit. And because they've got like 9 screws or something that hold the driver in, having to undo 9 screws, put in a mod, do the 9 screws back up, test them. It's taken a really, really long time, and it's been something that I've been kind of putting off. And I tried all kinds of fancy shapes and holes and different densities of foam and all that kind of stuff, and in the end this is the one that just seemed to sort it out without causing other issues. So essentially it's just a little sheet of medium density foam with a few cuts in it in the appropriate places that smooth out some of those peaks and troughs a little bit, give it a slightly more even sound. Still not perfect, and it might not be for everyone, you know, but if you've got a pair of these and you find the mid-forwardness a little bit too much, sticking this in might sort it out for you. So let's just have a look and see how you would go about fitting such a thing. It's pretty straightforward, and as I've had to pull these apart about 30 times at least, I've got the hang of it now. So what I would do is I'd just flip the ear cup over, thusly. Remove your ear pad. Grab yourself a small Phillips screwdriver and undo the 4.5 million screws. Now then, one thing to look out for, the 4 screws around the edge of the driver there that are closer to the driver, don't undo those. Those attach the driver to the baffle, so it's all the ones around the outer edge that you have to undo. Let's just do those. Oh, I should really buy one of those electric screwdrivers. Yeah. Because I knew I had to do this. I bought an electric screwdriver, and when it turned up it just didn't have enough torque. It was like one of those pen ones, and they did not have enough torque to kind of do most of the jobs that we've got to do here. They couldn't undo bare dynamic hinges, that kind of thing, so just pointless. So if any of you know one of those little pen type screwdrivers with a decent amount of torque, let me know. I might be on the lookout for one, and a bit of helpful advice always helpful. Right, nearly done. Two more. Nearly there. Come on. So what have you been up to? You know, do anything interesting recently? Ooh, nice. Is that a new haircut? Where have you been for your holidays? Other fill-in sounds. Right, we're in. Okay, so there's the driver. If you haven't seen it before, look at that. Ooh, with the neodymium magnets in the centre and the standard magnets on the outside. So obviously, be very careful of this. This whole thing. Don't poke anything in it. Don't do that. And as you can see, I've got one of the foam pieces in already. Essentially, you should get a left and a right one, and you'll notice that the holes are cut deeper in one side than the other. You want the deep side facing the driver with the deeper holes, ideally. And it's got a little notch at the bottom there, which goes where your socket is. So just pop it over the socket, push it down, and that's it. It's in. Screw all that bad boy back together. Yeah, so you'll notice there's a tiny little hole here and a tiny little pin there. You've got to get those to line up. If you put it the wrong way around, it won't settle nicely. Alright, so that is in there. Now then, one little tip that I want to give you before you skip. These are self-tapping screws, and what I would do is I would put them in and then turn it anti-clockwise until it goes click, and then screw it in, and that will ensure that you're not creating a new thread each time. Just let the screw drop down into the thread it's already cut. So just turn to the anti-clockwise until it goes click, and then clockwise until it's down. And if you do that with all these pointy self-tapping screws, or just in general with screws, if you're re-screwing something, just try and click, there we go, and then do it up. Jobs are good. Right, let's do a speed up. Cool. Right, that's all back together. Ooh, screwdriver gun. Pop your pad back on. Make sure you get it the right way up with the seam, which is the seam's going to be at the bottom. and Bob's your what's it. So there you go. It's not, you know, perfect, but I think it's just dropped down that little lump and brought up a couple of the things, and that's kind of evened it off a bit. But I have done one of those little tests, so we can pop that on there, and let's have a quick listen.
And I'm trying to please to the calling of your heartstrings that play soft and low, and all the night's magic seems to whisper and hush, and all the soft moonlight seems to hide in your blush. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some sweet romance with you, my love? Well, I wanna make love to you tonight. I can't wait till the morning has come, and I know now the time is just right, and straight into my arms you will run. And when you come, my heart will be waiting to make sure that you're never alone. There and then all my dreams will come true, dear. There and then I will make you my own. And every time...
So as you can see, I've kind of taken the harshness out of the mid-range a little bit and evened a few things up, so it sounds a little bit fuller around the mids. But there's limits to what you can really do without going crazy with all 3D printed waveguides and stuff. And also, because of the tuning that's already gone on the front of the driver, I don't know if any of that's going to really make a huge amount of difference. I think just some subtle tweaks is pretty much all we can do on these without possibly causing damage. So I'm going to stick that on the website if you want one of those. If you've got one of these and you find the mid-range a bit harsh, stick in a couple of these in. Might do your what's it. So yeah, we'll have these pre-cut and put a link in the description. While I've got your attention, as you know or may not know, we've been trying to get the HC25 aluminium parts ready, and this is some classic design journey things that have happened. So the first thing that was, we got the ear cups made first just to make sure they'd fit. Then we got hinges made, and there was a breakdown in communication. The hinges have got a different finish to the ear cups, so they don't match. So we've had to get them remade. Which has added another month onto the turnaround time. We were hoping to release them already, but it's got to be right. The other thing was, I don't know if you saw, but I made a little 3D printed doodad which stopped the microphonics coming from the cable getting through to the ear cup, and I've had that on test now for about a month, and it just broke this morning. I tripped over the cable and then ripped it off, so that shows why product testing is really important. Initially it was all fine, and then after about a month of testing I've managed to break it, which means that it's not right. It needs to be tested some more, but it's very important you do that kind of stuff and do a lot of testing before you let it go, which is why these have been sat here for ages. I've been trying loads of stuff until I've got it about right. Also, another video coming up this week, probably doing the AKG 371. I've been given these a couple of sets of these by AKG because they want them customized for somebody, so I've got to pull them apart anyway, and they're quite interesting on the inside, so I'm going to do a video on that and show you some of the interesting quirks and design features. So if you're interested in those, stick around, watch another video. Anyway, it's been super awesome hanging out, and I'll see you guys again.